TNA finally got that TV deal that they were wanting so badly. People said it was never gonna happen. People were joking, saying TNA is never gonna get a TV deal. TNA is just doing this to elevate their status in the eyes of the fan base. But no, they actually got it, and they got it with AMC. Now, I'm not American, so I don't know a lot of these TV stuff. It doesn't influence me. I'm from a completely different country. But I do know that they produced The Walking Dead, which is a show I really liked. Hell, I still watch some of the stuff they put out now, although I'm not that into it. Regardless, I know that they have some good stuff, so I feel like this is a really good deal for TNA. If you know more about AMC or the American TV system, you should really tell me in the comments. I would appreciate it. But I think this is very good for TNA. Again, having a TV deal, it's massive for them. I don't know all the details yet. I just know that it's going to be a really good thing. Unfortunately, this episode of TNA wasn't that good. Although it's not the official start of the AMC era, that only starts in January, you feel like they want to start off having a good run now. No, this show honestly was kind of bad. So let's see what happened. It opened with Brooks Jensen defeating the hometown man. Now, man, you know, what can I even say? I like the hometown man. Brooks Jensen is okay, but I've hated this TNA invasion with the NXT jobbers coming down trying to invade TNA. It's been awful. And Brooks Jensen versus the hometown man, it's just a match nobody cares about, man. What? You know, who cares? Like, seriously, who cares about it? Brooks Jensen defeats him, you know, good, gives NXT a bit of momentum going into this eventual battle we're going to get. But really, I couldn't care any less. It was a horrible opening match, right? I don't know what to say, man. What made you think to put this match there? Anyway, following segment is a bit of the Rascals. All four of the Rascals are back. I believe Wesley is fully signed to TNA now, which is amazing. Seems like, you know, they make a few jokes about Wesley being Desmond Xavier and why he had to change his name. And then tonight we're gonna have Trey Miguel versus Mustafa Ali, just a setup for this rivalry between the Rascals and the Order of 4, which is something I've quite been enjoying the last few weeks. Another segment we have is the Inspiration, talking about how they successfully defended their Women's Tag Team Championship against not just one team, but two. That's when Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford come out, and Tessa Blanchard says that, you know, their victory doesn't count since Tessa Blanchard couldn't compete because she was out with an injury. And then the Inspiration are like, okay, cool, bet, let's fight then. Tomorrow night, let's fight. You can finally get your chance. Then Mila Moore from behind attacks the Inspiration. Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford tried to get into the ring and attack them too, but the Inspiration manages to fight them all off. And yeah, it seems like we're gonna get Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford versus the Inspiration for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Mila Moore also seems fully integrated into the Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford faction, which is cool. I like it. She seems like she fits there. Again, I would much rather see Mila Moore just be a singles wrestler. Again, stop signing women and putting them in the Knockouts Tag Team division. Put them in the main Knockouts division because you need more wrestlers. Seriously. Anyway, no, happy with this. I like the faction of Tessa Blanchard, Mila Moore, and Victoria Crawford. It seems like it could be interesting. Hopefully it elevates Mila Moore. And just the fact that the Women's Tag Team Championship is kept being pushed, even though it's not the most entertaining, at least they're putting in an effort with it. It's more than most other Women's Tag Team Championships can say. Then we have the #1 contendership for the Knockouts Championship, which is Xia Brookside going up against Dani Luna. A really good match. I like both these women, and my prediction came true. Xia Brookside wins after Indy Hartwell distracts Dani Luna. I've loved this feud between Dani Luna and Indy Hartwell, but man, it's gone on for way too long. It feels like we've already reached the climax, and I don't know where we go further. Again, I enjoy it. I feel like it's a great feud, but man, we just need to give Dani Luna the victory and move forward with her. As for Xia Brookside, I kind of wish we had more time to tell the story. Xia Brookside versus Lei Ying Lee seems like a really awesome feud because, you know, they're tag team partners. They're really close, and I want to see what happens there. The fact that we're going to get this match tomorrow night and then probably just not address it at all again, it sucks. Hopefully TNA learns from their mistakes and we actually get a full storyline out of this, because I feel like there's so much potential. So I'm not going to be upset because we're going to get the match and I don't know what's going to happen after, but I hope we get more. It would be really funny if Xia Brookside wins the championship. I mean, hey, you know, I want to see a feud with I want to see a reign with Lei Ying Lee. But hell, if Xia Brookside wins, it could be a really interesting story. So maybe they should have that happen. I doubt it though. Lei Ying Lee is gonna have a long reign. Then we're supposed to have Mike Santana versus Robert Stone, but it's honestly just a quick squash match. Robert Stone doesn't do anything. Mike Santana just beats the shit out of him, and then he says that he's gonna come after the rest of the NXT guys. pretty much the same as what he said last week, except this week he just had a squash match before cutting a promo. No, it's cool. I mean, it's fun, but what can I say? It's pretty much the same as last week. Defeating Robert Stone didn't do anything. The match wasn't all that. It's good for Mike Santana. It shows that he's dominant, but I mean, it's being dominant over Robert Stone. I can be dominant over Robert Stone. So, you know, a fine match, fine segment, but it didn't do a whole lot for me. I would have rather seen him defeat someone else, you know. Then we go to a segment between Leon Slater and AJ Francis. I feel like this is a very entertaining feud and it's been very well done. AJ Francis is a great heel on TNA, man. He really deserves a push. I don't think he should win the X Division Championship. Leon Slater should hold that championship forever. But it's an interesting feud. I mean, the whole thing of Rich Swann, I mean, God, where do I even start? I'm curious mostly about what's gonna happen with Rich Swann, because it seems like he's not fully on the side of AJ Francis anymore, and this is a good callback to what happened with Casey Navarro. Casey Navarro was slowly turning face. Unfortunately, his injury got him kicked out, so that kind of put a wrench in it. But now it seems like they're giving it to Rich Swann, and I like Rich Swann. I mean, he's a former TNA World Champion, which is weird to think about, but it's interesting to think that he might be a babyface now. Honestly, I don't see where we go with him as a babyface. A feud with AJ Francis could be interesting, but it's probably going to be AJ Francis who wins that feud. As far as this goes, Leon Slater is absolutely going to retain that championship. I hope we keep this feud going a little bit more because it's quite interesting. But AJ Francis just chokes the living shit out of Leon Slater and stands tall with the belt. He's absolutely not winning it, and I'm fine with that. I'm curious to see where we go with Rich Swann with all this. Then we also have a quick match where Mustafa Ali defeats Trey Miguel, giving the Order 4 some momentum going into the Rascals match. I don't really have a lot to say about this because, you know, the match didn't do a lot for me. It was a fine match, good match. If you enjoy some good action, check it out. But, you know, I've never been a big fan of Trey Miguel, man. I like every other member of the Rascals. I like Zachary Wentz, I like Desmond Xavier, hell, I like Myron Reed. It's just Trey Miguel I've never liked the guy, and he's a good wrestler, he does fine. I've never got myself invested in him. So Mustafa Ali picks up a victory, fine, happy with that. Mustafa Ali gets more momentum. And then in the main event, we have Lexis King, Stax, and Tyson Dupont and Tyreek Igwe defeat Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Steve Maclin, and Cedric Alexander. You know how crazy that sounds? They defeated all those guys. Man, I don't... This whole NXT invasion thing just sucks. It was fine with Trick Williams and Kalani Jordan. That was actually entertaining, and I actually enjoyed seeing that. I don't enjoy seeing these jobbers get victories over these major TNA guys, man. It's just not an entertaining story. I don't know what TNA is thinking by booking this. If WWE has any say in this, absolutely horrible decision by whoever's making the booking, but for some reason I feel like this is all TNA's decision because, well, they've been known to make horrible decisions. So I mean, I don't even want to blame NXT for this. I just, you know, if you're gonna use Stax or Lexis King or Charlie Dempsey, there are better ways to use them on TNA than whatever the hell you're doing right now. So yeah, it was a fine match, but man, I don't think this was a good episode of TNA at all, man. It was actually quite terrible, if I'm going to be honest. So if I had to give it a rating, I'm going to say it was like, what, 3 out of 10? There were a few bright spots, you know, the women's action was good, and I liked seeing some stuff, man. I'm not even going to lie, most of the show was awful. Most of the show was not entertaining. It was filled with this NXT TNA stuff, which is at the lowest point it's ever been, and it's just, I'm not interested in this, man. I feel like this is one of those shots that TNA is going to take that if the shows keep being like this, I'm gonna stop watching. So yeah, I'm gonna tune in at the pay-per-view, gonna tune in the next few weeks, but man, this show particularly really took a hit in my interest in the show. So if you like this video, which is one of my weaker videos, because really I don't have a lot to say about TNA, man. There's not a lot to talk about. So check out my other reviews if you want a real opinion for how this video looks. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.